Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here. And as some of you know, the first phone that actually got me into YouTube, which made me start making videos, was the Samsung Epic 4G, which had a slide-out keyboard in landscape style. And I really enjoyed it. I loved having the option of using a virtual keyboard and also a physical keyboard. And that's kind of the same now. I still really like physical keyboards on phones, which I've used recently only on a couple devices because they've really faded out. At the moment, the latest phone coming with one is from BlackBerry, believe it or not, with the BlackBerry Key 1, which I have right here. Now, also, they came out with a little previous model, the BlackBerry Priv, which had more of a slide-out function, which I kind of prefer. It gives you a bigger display, and you can only slide out and use that physical keyboard when you genuinely want to. Now, other flagships, such as the Galaxy S8 here, have an option of a clip-on keyboard here, and you'll see it's a case that clips onto your phone, and you can go ahead and use it as a physical keyboard, and you can pop it off, and you'll see that screen expands as well. So you have an option of putting it on, and then that screen will be a little bit more compact. So this was Samsung's way to make up for not having a physical keyboard. Also, as a quick side note, I want to thank you guys because we just passed over 100 million total video views combined, which is an insane amount of views if you think about it. So thank you so much for all your continued support, your thumbs up, your comments, your views, of course. And of course, I want to hear about you guys on the topic of physical keyboards. If you'd actually even consider buying one, I did run a poll on Twitter, which I'll link below, which is still going. And it's about 75% of you say no, I wouldn't even consider a phone, and 25% of you say yes, you would. So obviously the main use of a keyboard is to type. However, it does come in handy for some other options as well. Now, with in the case of BlackBerry with the Key 1, it also is touch sensitive. So you'll see I am swiping between pages. You can go ahead and do other gestures as well, whether you want to select words, whether you want to go ahead and move your cursor as well. You can double tap and move that. And speaking of the Key 1, this is actually the black variant, and it has come to multiple carriers, including Sprint and AT&T as well. And I believe it just went on sale for $500 unlocked. I'll link to it down below. But that would be the Key 1 with of course, the keyboard that you cannot put away or slide out, which of course does take up a little bit of screen real estate. Personally, I'd prefer the Priv's design where you can slide out the keyboard when you want to use it instead of it just always being there. However, I do know some people that prefer it this way. Anyways, a couple other options you can use the keyboard for is taking pictures. So if you're just holding a phone and you want to do a portrait picture, you can just press the space bar and it snaps a picture, which is very handy and nice to have just a physical button and get that feedback. And that's kind of what I find. I'm not necessarily as quick with a hardware keyboard as I am a software keyboard. However, getting that physical feedback, it just has a nice feel to it. For me, the real use case of typing on a physical keyboard is when I have to do longer emails, longer text messages, and even just longer paragraphs, whether I'm typing up a Word doc as I'm starting right now. So if I wanted to say, hey there, and you'll see it utilizes that on screen as well with some suggestions, and you can swipe back on this keyboard to actually delete a word. So you'll see I just deleted both of those words just swiping back. So not only can you use a physical keyboard for just pressing buttons, but you can also kind of implement certain actions on it, as I mentioned earlier. In the case of this phone, it couples as a fingerprint scanner. So that space bar you'll see is just a fingerprint scanner as well, so you can implement other features into it. Now again, there are some downsides in case of the Key 1. You have a little bit of a smaller display as opposed to other phones out there right now, a different aspect ratio as well. This is 4:3, and some people might like that, always having an option of a hardware keyboard. But again, me personally, I prefer the Priv style where you can slide it out and still have a little bit bigger screen and use that keyboard only when you want to. And historically, BlackBerry has had some of the best physical keyboards out there. So not only some great physical feedback when you type on them, but audio as well. So you'll see it has auto-correction options, and also just I bumped it up for that audio feedback so you can kind of get a listen to it. You also have tons of shortcut options with this, so essentially you can even get rid of your need to tap on an app drawer and just customize shortcuts to all of these keys. So let's say I want to browse Reddit, just go ahead and type in R, and you'll see it just loads up that app right away. I can go back home. Let's say I want to take a picture, press that C, it loads it up. I can press the space bar, and then of course press the back button. Maybe I want to snap back to R. And then you'll see when I'm in an app, it will disable those shortcuts, which is kind of nice because you might accidentally press on it while in an app, or you can use that touch sensitivity to actually scroll on some pages. And not only can I just tap on these And not only can I tap on the letters to jump into shortcuts, I can also press and hold on them to add even more shortcuts. So not only just apps, but I can also do a quick compose message, quick speed dial, and there's a ton of other shortcut options as well. I'll show you my favorite one in just a second. But you see the device ones turning Wi-Fi on and off quickly is very easy. And then other ones within apps, so translate, WhatsApp, chat. But you'll see here when I use all the time is when I'm unlocked, I can just tap F, and you'll see that flashlight's just gonna go ahead and turn on and off. It's just a quick and easy way to actually turn on a flashlight. Find if I'm in the dark, I can just go ahead and use that fingerprint scanner, press F, turn it back off, and lock the screen. So overall, it just makes things a lot quicker. But of course, you're going to need to get used to those shortcut keys and just kind of learn them. So it will take a bit of time. And just getting used to the keys in general will take a bit of time. I would say a little over a week to become fully comfortable typing on a physical keyboard. So anyways, that's just about everything I want to talk about when it comes to the physical keyboards. I like how BlackBerry not only implemented just typing on it, but also some functionality with shortcuts, with swipe gestures as well. So it kind of makes it a little more useful in terms of just not only just being able to type on it. So go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know what you think, if you'd even consider buying one, if you think they should just fade out in general. Pretty curious to hear what you guys have to say. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, have a good day.